Yes, we talked about names yesterday, all of our names, and we got the whole nation telling us about their traditional names, their English names. We created fun and loads of excitement. And we went away with so much knowledge. At the end, it was spiritual. We got to know about biblical names, their meanings, the impact. There was that cultural undertone, and of course the social. Knitting it all together, we come away with the big message that after all said and done, it's all up to you. Your parents and guardians can do the bit that they can when they can, but it's up to you to take the message through the gates of home, into the cities, onto the continent, and then into the world. Because when there's peace, relationships are built, initiatives are set, goals and objectives are met, definitely.
Okay, let's talk about peace. And then we're going to be moving from the individual to the collective. Peace can help a community, a nation, a state to grow, develop in such a way that it can sustain her own economy and ensure peace, Thelma.
If you can think it, definitely it's possible. And the good vibes can start from you. Peace, harmony, unity, togetherness, cohesion. Well, we are all doing it together. Let's continue to build.
For any home that there is no peace and harmony, wahala don't come with that. How do we ensure peace and harmony? How do we ensure that we grow in such a way that everybody will enjoy the fruit of the growth? It is peace and harmony. To tell us more about peace and harmony is a backgrounder, and it's put together by Tijani.
West Africa, Nigeria stands as a medley of cultures, languages, and traditions. A nation blessed with more than 200 ethnic groups, speaking over 500 languages, each with its own story and way of life. From the streets of Kano to the shores of Lagos, from the mountains of Plateau to the coastal towns of the Niger Delta, Nigerians have always thrived in diversity. In the heart of every culture, the values of kindness, mutual respect, and unity have remained central to the way we live. This is the foundation of the peace we enjoy as a people. We may speak different languages, eat different foods, but the respect for one another is universal. It is a value passed down from generation to generation. However, the very essence of kindness, respect, and community that once formed the bedrock of Nigeria's peace is beginning to fade, especially among the younger generation, with technology, global influences, and a rapidly changing society. Despite the challenges, the call for peace resonates strongly in Nigeria's faith communities. Islam and Christianity, the two largest religions, teaches us universal truths about living in peace and harmony through treating others with kindness and forgiveness.
I count myself lucky to be one of those who lived in Nigeria where we moved freely, interacted freely, and there was few inter-religious skirmishes or ethnic or tribal skirmishes. But things suddenly fell apart, and we are entering into the world of intolerance. But it's something that can be reversed. The Bible talks about the need for us to live in unity, to live together as brothers and sisters. This is first of all from Genesis. When God created us, He created us to be one. It is population and habitat that have made us to disperse throughout the earth. So we are all brothers and sisters, and we are supposed to live as such. That's why the letter of St. Paul to the Romans chapter 12, verse 18 will tell us that you should do our very best to see that we live together in unity with everyone. This warning again is repeated in the Hebrews letter to the Hebrews chapter 12, verse 14, that we have to do our best to live together with everyone in peace and harmony.
The religion of Islam is peace. That is the literary meaning of Islam. Salam, peace. That's why the greetings begins with peace. And for you to attain peace, you have to first of all be able to give it. And it is when you have it, it is what you have, you'll be able to give. Having attained peace, you now have to establish it between you and your Creator. You have to establish it between you and your family. And you have to establish it between you and your neighbor. Now, when the Prophet ﷺ get to Medina, he met a diverse community, as diverse as our country. And he was able to relate with the Jew, he was able to relate with the Christian, he was able to relate with the idolaters. And this is where progress really lies. It is when there is relationship, and there is discussion, and there is communication, that the rough edges can be bridged. And the fact that our country is diverse, there also lies our strength.
Forgiveness is the quiet strength that holds communities together. It is the bridge that allows us to heal and rebuild after conflict. In a country as diverse as Nigeria, we must return to the roots of respect, kindness, and shared values. We must teach the younger generation that unity is not a weakness, it is indeed our strength. When we focus on the things that unite us instead of our differences, we can build stronger communities. Nigeria's true strength lies in its unity. In embracing our differences, we create a stronger, more peaceful nation, and in understanding each other, we can live together in peace and harmony. We are stronger together, united by the values that binds us and by the love that transcends all boundaries.
Nigeria comprises a diverse group of very interesting people with rich cultural heritage and traditional norms that excite us locally and internationally. And we should celebrate each and every one of them. Many thanks, TG. That was so exciting. You took us nationwide just in that 5 minutes. Well, Emeka is not relenting. You know, he said, I saw what TJ did. Wait till you see what I'm bringing to the table. Emeka is focused on understanding our cultural differences. You know, we're not the same. Even as human beings, we're not the same. So different states, different communities, different rich and vibrant cultures, all to be respected, all to be enjoyed. Emeka, please take us there.
When you visit Onisha during Ofala, you will see Agogidi dancing in prestige. Go to Bidda, celebrating Durbar at the homage to Etsu is a delight to experience. In Ile-Ife, the land of Oduduwa, there is Oni, with command of dignity. These men are traditional leaders. They are revered. And there are a lot of them across the country. They represent the ancient heritage of our people, and with their influence, they promote peace and harmony in their kingdoms. The sustained, colorful culture and our unity in diversity is the dream of every Nigerian patriot. Across regions, we are a people of different sights and sounds. We are all strong, and none is weak. With our customs and diversity, nation building is best achievable when we keep faith and seek for the good of one another. In our differences, we have attributes that are inherent in us. We can learn from each other and blossom better. No matter our individual or collective beliefs, social awareness can help us relate with one another. Ending forms of segregation is best for our homeland. When we understand other traditions, it is exposure that can make us more accommodating. Everyone's spoken language must be embraced in the uniqueness of its sounds. Learn one word of every Nigerian language you hear for the first time and groom the humanity in you. The culture and the people of Nigeria is tourism for the world. Tourism thrives where there is peace. Our population of over 200 million people is a large market for enterprise. We can build a home of wealth and prosperity for all if we believe in ourselves and work together. We are people in diversity, but the same mankind. Let mankind be our identity and not our differences.
Welcome, it's your favorite weekend deal. Peace and harmony is the way to go. And to start our conversation, our guest is here. Again, I would say it's my singular honor to introduce the first guest of the year because I did that yesterday. But we have another guest who is a friend to the show. He is Ocheku Morgan Ocheche, research consultant and freelance writer. Let's see his profile. You're welcome.
Welcome
You're
to
welcome
Weekend
to
Deal again, family member.
Thank
we
you
didn't
very
see
much.
you throughout Yuletide, or you didn't even bring any package for us.
You didn't invite me to come over.
Okay, you are here now.
I thought you should be the one to have some packages for us.
All these research people, they always have an answer for everything. Anyway, we'll get into the meeting myself there. We have another guest here with us, I was telling him, I said, I feel as if I know you already. I've seen him several times on TV. Fellow Society of Nigerian Artists, former chairman, Society of Nigerian Artists, former assistant secretary, Society of Nigerian Artists at the national level. Well, he's, let me just tell you one, his middle name is Maduka, but this is his profile, there's more.
Okay, Nigeria, we're talking about peace and harmony, and Nigeria is one country that has diverse culture, tribes, and all that. How exactly is unity our strength? Let me even start from that question. Do you think that unity, our diversity is our strength?
Yes, it is.
Okay, talk a little about that.
Diversity is always very strong because you're bringing so many things to the table, right? And so you're bringing so many cultures, you're bringing different colors, different attitudes, and it's always the strength of any nation, any country that progresses. The more people you have, the more diverse. You can see that there's even a trend to globalization. All most cities are what they say about most cities is that how multicultural cities are. So that's to show you the strength of diversity in anything. So diversity obviously is the strength of Nigeria. It's the greatest strength of Nigeria. Yes.
Okay, great strength in number, great strength in diverse cultures, great strength in the caliber and the character of the people that Nigeria possesses. Okay, even as we're here, 4 of us, a different thing. Nice separate us and still bind us.
Na collabo.
Yeah. New Year collabo.
Na collabo.
Ocheko, I can't wait, to delve into this with you. Yes, it's a strength. It's Nigeria strengthening her reserves and magnifying this strength to the extent that it can and should, locally, on the continent, and in the world. Where are we in terms of utilizing our diversity and platforming growth and development on it?
I want to start by answering with a capital letter no to your question. Yeah. Ordinarily, our diversity is supposed to be our strength. But have we taken advantages of our multi-ethnicity and religion? The question is no. It is to the adverse. And we as a people have not done a great deal to that. Nigeria, as it's always say, is the giant of Africa, not because we are the most beautiful country on the continent, not because we are the most brilliant people on the continent.
We could be.
We could be, not running economy or whatnot. I think we are the giant of Africa.
Do you think the role of a home in ensuring peace and harmony in our larger society? What do you think? Do you think we should start from the home to let our children know that you're first a Nigerian before you are an Idoma woman? Do you think we should do that?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should do it, and it's pleasing to know that His Excellency the President has restored history to the curriculums of schools, back to the curriculum from primary school to secondary school is important. So you know that the achievements of this country has been because we are Nigerians. So we achieve together, right? And diversity and unity is a working all over the world.
But where the gap started is because, obviously, some people are dropping the ball even in the home. Because had we been doing it the way we ought, like what you have said, telling people, although you are from here, Nigeria is the blessed, wonderful, beautiful place where you come from on a larger scale, we won't have the pockets of unnecessary challenges that we have sometimes. Even though people say they don't have money, they don't have rights, they don't have stew or whatever, those are not our biggest problem because there are hardly anyone these days who is going to bed hungry. There's often somebody who can help in your neighborhood where you work. Somebody is dropping the ball somewhere and we're spilling these youths out into the world. I don't know, are the guardians and parents doing enough? I'm sure we all have children. Let Maduka finish what he started, what Patience asked, then Uche could take it from there.
Yeah, so as you said, the ball was dropped, right? And yeah, over time you have people with different opinions on these issues. That's the truth. You never have everybody agreeing on everything, But do I think, let me go back to the history thing. So yes, the generation that didn't grow up with history, they probably lost something, but over time too, people will be told, this is what happened in the past, this is why we're here. There are good parts of history, there are bad parts of history, but you have to know everything and weigh everything together and make your own assumptions on things. So I think it's all about moving forward. It's all about getting people together to understand that there's a history behind everything. For instance, let me give you a small example. If you're like near your office, if you're driving and if there's a slight accident, people stop their cars. Nobody asks, hey, before they ask you, before they help you, are you Idoma, are you Tiv, before they help you. No, it's a natural thing because there's a collective understanding that we're one people. You can have different shades of that understanding, yes, but there's a collective understanding that we're one people and We're in this boat together.
Okay. The checker?
There are events that happens to which actions are spontaneous. And I'm saying this because he made mention of, he cited an example with when somebody had an accident, you have to stop by, you don't want to know whether the person is a Idoma, thief, or whatever tribe. Yeah, such actions could be spontaneous with a lot of persons. But again, what about events where you see somebody walking by the road and you're driving pass by and you know that this person needs a lift from this junction to the next. So because there's no hazard as at that point in time, there's no spontaneous action to extend that arm of love. You understand? So it will be better with us if we begin to translate those spontaneous actions into everyday way of life. We shouldn't wait until there is a hazard before we come on spontaneously. You understand? And then apart from that, we are discussing peace and harmony here this morning. And it is very, very important for us to understand that peace and harmony starts from within an individual. And then it translates to the next person, to the society, and then to the world at large. I'm saying this because you as an individual, you can never be productive if you are not at peace with yourself.
True.
You can never achieve a lot if you are not in harmony with your immediate environment. True. You understand? That's with an individual. And now it is like that with a people and then a nation. You can imagine what this country will achieve if we all decide to work in peace and in harmony. But it is so sad that we've been held back a lot because we have disagreed on a lot of things. And then we've thrown, where's the place of forgiveness in everything we do?
And taking that good habit or the good nature into the society.
Yeah, where's the place of forgiveness? Where's the place of tolerance? You understand? And oftentimes we have had this misconception of my thought is the one that has to be. You understand?
Me.
My way or the highway?
Yeah,
My way,
we talk more these days and we listen less.
Indeed.
And by that way, it is difficult
Even our
for us to
children
understand.
sometimes.
When we don't listen to ourselves, it becomes very, very difficult for us to understand each other.
Sure.
And by the time we don't understand each other, it becomes also very difficult to make progress.
Yes,
one.
then
You
I
understand?
was, yes, indeed, absolutely correct. And I was going to ask Mr. Maduka, thank God you are a creative. And I was going to say the place of the creative industry in fostering peace in Nigeria. Our creatives, are they putting out the right narratives? Are they putting out the right works to foster peace and harmony in Nigeria? Or our stories dividing us? Or our works dividing us?
If there's anything that's uniting Nigeria, is the creatives and the creative industry. Nothing is uniting Nigeria right now more than that. Yeah, there's sports, yes, yes. But right now, with the younger generation, I think the creatives are doing the best job selling Nigerian, the brand Nigeria, Nigerian unity, Nigerian language, Nigerian food, Nigerian everything, right? So the creatives are doing the best thing. I think they're doing a fantastic job. Because, you know, what comes out of Nigeria is usually a mix of a lot of things. So even in the visual artists, the literary artists, you know, they are writing the Nigerian story. They are writing the Nigerian story from their perspective, which everybody has some kind of inkling to. You have some kind of connection to.
Anthony Joshua is around,
No,
and he came with his son, and I didn't see anybody say, "Oh, he's from." He has to go to Ogun State to get the hug.
So the most interesting thing about
right from Lagos.
So let me even say something we're not saying. Right? We keep talking about these popular people. So there's a guy called Yinka Shonibare. He's
we know him.
good, fantastic guy. So he has somewhere in the southwest, I think Ogun State. He has a fantastic place he has built up for art residency. He also has another place in Lagos, right? So this is one of the biggest artists in the world, right?
You said celebrity. He's a celebrity. He's a
but people,
he's
a lot of
in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, but a lot of people,
he's gotten an MBE from the Queen, I think.
OBE, yes.
Okay,
so you're very
OBE.
correct. So you know, a lot of people look at the music people and the actors. So there's also a guy called Kinde Wiley.
Okay.
He's a fantastic artist. He did the official portrait of Obama.
Ooh.
Yes, in the White House.
Was he located in Nigeria or abroad?
He comes to Nigeria. He comes to Lagos. I think he has some kind of place in Lagos. I think he has some place in Senegal. When he comes to Lagos, and he buys art. So a lot of big Nigerians in diaspora, a lot of people in the creative industry, they are coming back to Nigeria. But it's not so much in the news like Anthony Joshua, who everybody knows and all that. So I'm just trying to say there's so many.
The bride did not call the cameras.
You see, the very interesting thing about the events in Lagos is not even about Nigerians coming back. It's even about the foreigners.
The foreigners coming into Nigeria.
Who are coming into Nigeria
Yes.
to see for themselves what the Dirty December in Lagos is all about.
Please, can I
wasn't as it was.
Just a minute, please,
Okay.
Ocheku, because I'm still astounded. Burna Boy garnered for himself globally.
Yeah.
As we were still looking at that and wondering, I saw Timaya.
Timaya
is her first cousin.
Come on, what's happening with
And that
our
one
Nigerian?
came with all her assets. Hugging a Timaya, even the way we have not even embraced Timaya, they are loving on our people. I know we celebrate ours, but the esteem in which they are even held by international people makes us even esteem them more.
Now let me throw a little light on that. I agree totally with Maduka when he said the creative industry is doing a lot in projecting Nigeria in terms of unity and whatever. I've been privileged to travel a few countries, both within and without Africa. And then whenever you find yourself on a foreign soil and you identify yourself as a Nigeria, and then the first thing people will come to tell you about, oh, you know Davido, you know Timaya, you know Victor Osimhen, you know all the names being mentioned are people from the creative industry. You understand? Why would somebody not come and say, do you know Professor so and so? Do you know Governor so and so? You understand? And it is worrisome that you just have a set trying to project this. And this group of persons we are talking about have to do for themselves what they have done that have projected them in that light. You understand? In that light, I feel a lot can be done. Nigerians are very, very intelligent people.
We are.
Nigerians are very, very sagacious people.
Oh, sagacious.
We can survive anywhere. You understand? But again, it becomes very, very dangerous if you have to put your ability, the things you can do, if you have to put it on a negative retrospect. You understand? And that is why when crime is also being mentioned, you see that Nigerian surfaces, as well as when creativity and other things is being mentioned. That means we have the power to go on
it's
the
up to us to do
You understand?
more.
It's up to us to choose what we want to do.
It's all about peace and unity. The studio is on fire. Our guest is ready to take us through it. But it is time for us to go on a break. Don't go away.
Yesterday, we talked about what's in a name, and we talked about a legacy. And even though at that time we're not tying the peace and harmony together, it's obvious that they are linked. See the pride we take in being called Nigerians. Being a Nigerian is a brand. And how we wear that brand is the name we're giving to our country. We can do it individually and we can do it collectively. As we enter Lagos now with class and style, we're not a carry last. ETV has been talking about those ties that bind us. I know first is the love we have for this great country, Nigeria. ETV, over to you. Tell us more.
The bonds that unite are stronger than the differences that divide. This encourages us to focus on our shared connections rather than our differences. Generally, peaceful coexistence within communities is crucial for fostering social harmony, promoting economic development, and creating a safe environment. In the past, African cultural values and belief enhanced peaceful, constructive conflict resolution.
For generations, our community has been here, and established agro-courts. This traditional community court has served as a revered institution. For resolving disputes, where our forefathers would gather to settle matters fairly and justly, without resorting to external authorities such as police.
Ubuntu belief was one of those cultural values that states that we need one another in order to achieve growth and development in our communities. The question is, do we still have such collective belief that promotes peace in our communities?
There
was a time when my home was a welcoming haven for my friends and their family. Their children would spend hours playing with mine and even spend the night. However, those carefree days are behind us. Modern times have brought a sense of mistrust and isolation, causing people to be more guarded and less inclined to lend a helping hand.
Ubuntu offers a unique perspective on human relationships, community, and social justice. Today, most of us do not even know our next door neighbor. We are too busy with our personal goals. It is high time we go back to the Ubuntu belief which encourage collectivism and trust among ourselves.
Town hall meetings. It provides an opportunity for diverse members of a community to engage in dialogue about issues that affect them collectively. It encourages collaborations, it encourages transparency, and it encourages accountability. And these principles are critical for building trust within the society.
Though Ubuntu faces challenges and critics, its core principles of team spirit, empathy, and compassion remain essential for building a more just and equitable society.
The societal fabric becomes more stronger. So, these activities are like balm for societal wounds. They help to heal the vision and remind us that, irrespective of our differences, we are interconnected and we are interdependent.
In all, the ties that bind us are crucial for peaceful coexistence and happiness of all.
Together, we can make it. Now, for a country that is known to be very hospitable, foreigners come here and they say Nigerians are nice, Nigerians are hospitable, Nigerians are known to be very happy people. You would think that that should be a springboard into ensuring that we are united as a nation. But let me come to Mr. Maduka. With all these good qualities of Nigeria as a country has and Nigerians possess, why are we not as united as you think we should be? I mean, we are happy people. We are hospitable. Foreigners are trooping into Nigerians and having a good time. Why are we still not where we should be as far as unity is concerned? Or are we there yet?
Everything is, as I said before, a work in progress. So we're united in a lot of things.
Okay.
We agree on a lot of things. And we don't agree on a lot of things, which is natural. Because this is a country of about 230 million people. Everybody can be on one page at the same time. But what is the voice of Nigeria? What is the Nigerianness people see? The Nigerianness people see is the brand Nigeria, and it's actually a united brand. It's a potpourri of cultures. It's a potpourri of traditions. It's a potpourri of contemporary understanding, contemporary projections. So in that case, there's actually unity. Because even in our fashion, you see the fusion of different parts of our culture in contemporary fashion. So I think we're united.
I saw a video at the airport where Kiss Daniel landed, and there were blacks, there were whites. Everybody has to be careful these days. Yeah. There's some crazies out there doing scary things. But as he landed, see, his bodyguard now was in front, and that one was behind. Some ladies just shouted, "Kiss Daniel," and he just reached out. He wanted to give like a hand. Thinking people just jumped Kiss Daniel and hugged him. We love you so much. We love Nigeria. I had goosebumps.
Aww.
And even the bodyguard, he too had to. Typically, that is you just move like stop everything. He allowed it because it was spontaneous, it was natural, it was real.
But I'm going to ask a question to Morgan. Do you think that poverty has eroded some of this our culture, where we give freely? In those growing up, Christmas, we are sharing rice to everybody, whether you know them or not. Do you think that poverty has played a role in the way that spirit of giving?
Poverty has actually played a great role in several aspects of our living as a people. But again, I always like to call a spade and not a garden fork. You understand? A lot have been said about Nigeria's unity and harmony, but we have failed to hit the point. We have failed to hit the nail on the actual point. There's no way we can talk about peace and unity and we'll divorce it from our political leaders, we'll divorce it from religious leaders and even our ethnic leaders. It is not possible. If the things we have spoken about here this morning are cycled around the things we've been able to achieve with the little commitment, with the little love we have shared among ourselves. You understand? The bulk of this whole thing lies with the aforementioned. You understand? Because times ago, Nigerians were pronounced as one of the happiest people on earth. But I think that phrase is beginning to disappear.
They say we've gone down the ladder.
You understand? We've gone down the ladder. And what could be responsible? I want to come to your question. What could be responsible? Poverty is a factor. You understand? The roles our political leaders, our religious leaders, and even ethnic leaders have played are also a big factor. Democracy was supposed to be that light that will snowball us into greater things to happen. But has it been so? And I will say no. I'll say no because democracy is a beautiful thing. But how is it being practiced? Is the question. Democracy, as far as I'm concerned, have divided us more than it should unite us. And this is so not because the word democracy is not something beautiful. It is because of the actors within the democratic setting.
One thing I know that can ensure peace and harmony is treating people the way you want to be treated.
Exactly.
And to tell us more about this, Oyin Lola did a wonderful research. Let's see it.
In Nigeria, a land of rich cultural diversity, mutual respect and empathy are not just virtues, they are fabrics of our culture. From our homes to our communities, mutual respect is a cornerstone of harmony.
Golden rule is an essential part of our religion, even our cultural and societal and relationship. It implies that you should do unto others what you want others do unto you. And that means that if you don't want people to hurt your feelings, you won't necessarily hurt their feelings. And that will ensure peace between two individuals and among a people and a community.
In many Nigerian traditions, respect is more than words. It's action. These traditions have taught us that kindness, empathy, and respect are keys to peaceful coexistence.
A culture of respect, kindness, is actually part of our value system as a nation and Africa as a whole. I remember as a young child, growing up in our communities, we are taught to greet. When you wake up in the morning, you greet your parents, greet your community members. Even while you're walking on the street, you're running errands for your parents. Any elder you see on the streets, you will have to greet them. Everybody knows everybody.
In the time past, actually the African culture, desire to have respect for one another was like a way of life. We live a communal life such a way that everybody and everyone has regard for everybody, and therefore there is ownership which is communal.
We are taught to show kindness. It's part of the value system that when you see anybody who is in need and you're in the position to help them, you help out. So we had that inbuilt value that I should not see my brother suffering or my sister suffering, whereas I can do something to help them out. But you find out now, because that communal life is no longer there, people are selfish.
However, in today's fast-paced world, where social media dominates and traditions sometimes seem eroding, one wonders how we can keep the spirit alive and pass down our cultural values in the younger generation.
One of the ways we can imbibe our culture in our younger generation is being intentional in releasing content about our value systems. The onus is on the parents, is on the government, is on the society to ensure that we make efforts. Our religion setting also have a role to play. We should not see our cultural value as opposing religion. In our school system, we need to introduce this discipline. There's nothing wrong in disciplining a child. Then it should also form part of this school curriculum where African values are taught and the importance of those values. Then the system also needs to have a way of rewarding people who exhibit this value system. If they are constantly rewarded, others who might not have interest in those things might begin to look towards them because of that reward.
Let's continue to pass down kindness, empathy, and respect, because when we treat others well, we ensure peaceful coexistence and building a stronger Nigeria.
Always nice to see when we are bonding and celebrating the beauty that is Nigeria and us. Before we took that feature with Oyin, well done, by the way, Ucheku was telling us about 3 important factors that can determine several outcomes. He had talked about democracy, he had talked about religion a bit, and he was going to delve into ethnicity. So I was just telling Ucheku, it's a convo, we're having a rich conversation, and you being a family member, you know our way now. If you say A, if all of us are saying A, it won't be a gist anymore now.
Of course.
If you say A, one guy can say Z, pictures can say Y. It's for us to make it a richer and more robust convo.
Yeah.
So just arrive on that talk about religion. Tell us a bit about ethnicity. Let's hear what Maduka has to say, and then let's get to hear what our viewers are saying today.
Okay, thank you very much. So I was actually on the platform of our religious leaders. And the question is, what do our religious leaders stand on their pulpit and tell us today? Because we were meant to believe that every religion preaches peace and harmony. And Nigeria, as one of the most religious people on earth, why are we not having much of that peace and harmony amongst us? Does that mean we're being told something different from what it ought to be? That's a question that needs answers. And then we want to talk about ethnicity. Nigerian is one of the most diverse nations in terms of tribe and ethnicity. And this diversity is supposed to be our strength. But again, rather, it is even dividing us more than it should unite us. Because people don't have respect for other people's way of life. You understand? For instance, if you, like they will always say, if you go to Rome, behave like a Roman. You understand? If I respect your way of life, if I respect the fact that this is whom you are, I think we'll always be at peace with each other.
Patience, he mentioned social media and how we don't organize how our children use it and coordinate it. I know you've told us before some creative ways you check, you know.
I think basically it's the ability to have conversation with your children. If you're able to spend time with your kids, to tell them that, like I tell my children, enjoy your youth. I wish I can be 15 again. Once you're a child, please enjoy being a child. Time will come. And we had this conversation. I said, you know what? There are some places you go to, for example, Facebook. It looks like it's Facebook, right? And then you're going to get information you don't need. And my daughter said, are you serious? I said, yes, that's a thing. And there's some things you can never unsee. There's something we say in my house, I can't unsee. So why don't you enjoy being a child? And let them agree with you, because if you are going to be, don't do it, when they go out, they'll do it. Exactly. But if you're on the same page on why you shouldn't do it, do you know, I have 3 mothers who have told me, please, what will you tell my child so that they can stop being on TikTok? They brought one to my house for 2 months, and we had conversations around it. So the ability for a child to understand that I shouldn't do this is better than you being a authoritarian daddy or mother, because the day she has a chance with her phone, she will go there. Exactly. And then, of course, there are also ways you can check to see if your child is on this website. There are some apps you can have. So it's for me, I think it's that conversation.
So it's still about raising our
children.
Yeah, I think it's primarily about raising our children.
In our days, if you come home with a pencil that wasn't yours,
answer questions.
My mother will take you to the school, and you should go with all your siblings, those that behaved well. Everybody will be late that day. 5 people will arrive with that one pencil. Then the front of the class with your teacher, we will hold the pencil and tell the class
how you got
where
it.
you got, and the owner will stand up, and you will be there with your brother, sister, mommy, father.
So everything starts from.
We can't do things the wrong way and expect a different result as parents.
Everything
we must
starts
go back
from
to the drawing board.
The home is the corner piece of everything. And people should also understand that on social media, people are showing you the best of something. They are not showing you the back end.
Reality.
Okay.
There's a lot of that going on in social media, so people should understand.
Social media is not real life.
No, it's not.
Well, Nigerians are speaking from all over the world. Perhaps you can take time to hear what they are saying about all our very interesting contributions. This is coming from Ahmed Rufai. He's from Kubwa. He says, the issue of not living in peace and harmony has brought our great Nigeria to a standstill in some areas when you talk about national development. Reverend Joseph Hayab, he's a family friend too, Country Director, Global Peace Foundation Nigeria. He says, thank you for reminding us to live in peace and harmony. If we truly want to achieve peace and harmony, we must go back to the basics.
Yes.
He said, train and bring up our children with cultural values. Our values of love, respect, integrity, and communal living, where everyone sees any child as his own. Someone says, the problem we have today can also be attributed to the importation of the Western lifestyle, and excessive indulgence of social media. In the past, it takes a community to raise a child. Today, the parents believe they are woke, and training the child is nobody's business. The child is already trained, just because you said they are trained.
Exactly.
He said, have you seen what Nigerian parents are doing these days?
Yeah.
That's where that person ends it, okay? So Patience, we're going somewhere.
Thank you so much, Nigerians. We don't take for granted each time you join the conversation. You enrich our show in ways that we cannot begin to describe. Thank you. Okay, I met a young man recently who told me that he was, we started talking, and he said he hates Nigeria, and any opportunity he has to destroy Nigeria, he will. And I said, why are you so bitter? And he said his father had an accident some time ago, and he was taken to the hospital, and because he couldn't bring out the money, they left his father to die. And as far as he's concerned, it's all of us Nigerians that have done that to him. That's why he's bitter. And so when I look back, the one way we can actually start to grow our peace and harmony is by forgiveness. The power of forgiveness. Maybe yours is not against Nigeria. Maybe it's against that friend, a brother, an institution, whatever it is. The power of forgiveness will go a long way. And NTA Bauchi has that conversation. Let's listen.
A world full of different views, ideologies, and beliefs, understanding and conflict is inevitable. For people to live together and strive in a community, there must be forgiveness. Forgiveness for oneself, Forgiveness for family and the community at large brings about liberation, heals wounds, restores relationships, and gives peace to both the giver and the receiver.
Lack of forgiving yourself will lead to some certain stress in your body, and the stress is known to affect human health in terms of, for example, diabetes, hypertension, and even depression itself can actually be caused by stress. So the main issue is one has to forget the past in terms of forgiving himself, and also try to move forward, because that's how it actually comes in. People with depression tend to have problems with forgiving themselves. Understand? They may look at one trivial issue in their life and just hold it on and think, okay, it is actually the reason why probably they will not progress in life.
Many spiritual traditions regards forgiveness as a divine quality and a moral obligation. It aligns with principles of grace, humility, and unconditional love.
And sometimes Jesus was confronted about this issue of forgiveness. He said, how many times is one supposed to forgive one another? 70 times 7. And that's about 490 a day. So it tells me that forgiveness is theocentric. Forgiveness is divine, because all of us have shortcomings here and there, and we are supposed to forgive people that have offended us. As a leader, what is people are looking up to you, and you must deliver. Now, if there's no openness in leadership, that is why we have crisis. But if there is openness in leadership, people will see themselves and will testify, oh, I have seen this, oh, I know this one. And in fact, the workload on the leaderman will be less.
Forgiving others not only honors these values, but also creates space for personal spiritual enlightenment and a deeper connection to humanity.
Forgiving is an aspect of peace, and is an aspect of love, and is an aspect of progress, is an aspect of brotherhood, is an aspect of friendship.
Young people play a vital role in advocating for peace and understanding, both within their communities and the global scale. Their energy, creativity, and unique perspectives makes them powerful agents of change. They contribute through promoting dialogue and awareness, advocating for justice and human rights, using education as a tool, innovating for change.
And when we are looking at the role of the young people, we should know, like we always said, that they are the leaders of tomorrow. So by the time we bring in the young people to know and understand the importance of peace and forgiveness in the society, there will be a very good instrument to facilitate and project the forgiveness we're looking at. They should be able to be the one to be at the front line to propagate, advocate, go down to the elderly ones. Sometimes this problem we are looking at, before we talk about forgiveness, that means there is a problem. And some of these problems sometimes are emanated from the old ones, our parents. So when you bring in the young ones, they meet at their peer groups, they have different platforms where they can meet. So they have such platform to be able to at least foster this unity, this peace, this issue of forgiveness.
For a community to be successful, forgiveness and togetherness needs to be embraced to allow everyone feel valued with a sense of belonging, fostering empathy and compassion, breaking cycles of conflicts, promoting social harmony, and encouraging accountability and growth in the globe. Together, we can embrace forgiveness as a lifestyle.
You know what's so interesting about our conversations all the time? Learning never stops. No one knows everything. No one has monopoly of knowledge. I know about how many degrees or masters or PhDs you have. We have all learned something from that. That's where I was going. All of us have gained. We were discussing it. That you have to forgive over and over and over again. Is forgiveness a part of building that peaceful coexistence that we're talking about today, and the path to harmonious relationships that will put Nigeria on the international platform, do you say, more than we are now?
Yes, it is. It's I mean, if you want to, if you're not able to forgive, you keep you keep wounding yourself. So you have to let go of a lot of things and move ahead. Yeah, so forgiveness is a key to building harmonious relationships and living together and moving forward to a better future. Definitely it is, yes.
For me, the place of forgiveness in national development can never be overemphasized. Because we are human, because we are not God, we will always err. So if we err, we need each other's forgiveness to be able to move forward. Okay. Unless if we see ourselves as very perfect beings that will never err, then that's when I don't think forgiveness is required.
When you forgive somebody, you're actually letting yourself go.
You're
the body free yourself.
Yes.
So forgiveness does more good for
to you as an individual
who is forgiven than the person being forgiven. So
exactly.
Trading a part of forgiveness is the way to go. And for this new year, leave that baggage. You don't need that baggage in this new year. While we are putting down that baggage and moving on, it is time for our final break. Don't go away. Now, peace and unity. Just say your final words on what you think, how we can make an inroad into ensuring that we have peace and harmony in Nigeria. I'll start with Morgan.
I think we have to start with our inner peace as a person before it goes out to every other phase of our life. Okay. Because if you don't have peace with it, like she rightfully said earlier on, you cannot give what you don't even have. You understand? So you must be at peace with yourself before you can be at peace with others.
Okay, Mr. Maduka?
Yeah, okay. Reconciliation and forgiveness are key ingredients before you even have the peace. So you have to work more on reconciliation, forgiveness. Both parties who feel they have been wronged in anything have to look in that direction. Then with time, the healing will come and peace will come naturally.
And I see that Tonya has been reaching out to us for like 4 weeks now. Tonya, we thank you. Tonya says that the Nigerian Television Authority is the best station so far. He said we don't have competition. He said your breakfast show is off the hook. He said sometimes I shouldn't even subscribe to other channels. I'll be like, no, stay where they understand you and they are delivering. Tonya, we want to thank you.
Tonya, we love you.
Thelma, Patience, the host of all the guests you bring. Nigeria says a big thank you to you.
Thank you, Tonya. We love
thank you. Tonya, from Kubwa.
Thank you, Tonya. Thank you.
That's it. I mean, when we come in every weekend, when we get love like that, we know that it is worth it. Well, so it's been Weekend, your favorite weekend show. It's been about harmony and peace in Nigeria. Goodbye. Keep the love going. Don't hate your neighbor. Let the Nigerian spirit work. Goodbye and God bless.